This is my torture chamber.
You can show the fridge too.
Come look around. Let me show you my chair. Hello, hello.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic.
I'm glad you're feeling fantastic because you're going to feel even more fantastic.
Okay, you tell me what we got going on Pineapple and Lemon channel today.
Well, let me tell you, I got a movie for you to watch that I know you have not seen, but I believe you are going to enjoy it.
Okay.
This movie
Yes.
is called What We Do in the Shadows.
Uh-oh. And what do we do in the shadows?
You're going to find out once we watch this
okay.
movie. So this is a New Zealand film.
Woohoo!
I know you're very
I
excited
love
about
Kiwis.
that.
Let's do it.
I don't know if you've ever heard of the TV show Flight of the Conchords.
No.
It's about these two band members, and one of them is Jermaine Clemens, and the other one is Brett McKenzie. And Jermaine Clemens, one of the leads, also wrote What We Do in the Shadows. And there's somebody that directed a few episodes of Flight of the Conchords.
Oh.
And that man is Taika Waititi.
Of course it is.
He directed this movie, and he wrote it with Jermaine Clemens.
Okay.
So this is Taika's first kind of big movie that he ever directed.
Okay, so this kind of launched him into
Yes.
his career.
This is for sure the first stepping stone, and then of course he like blew up after that.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie was based on a short that they did where they all pretend to be vampires in a mockumentary.
Why not?
So that's essentially what this movie is how would vampires live in this day and age? And it's all
love it.
done mockumentary style.
Okay.
So they're talking to the cameras and they play a lot of goofs and gaffs along with that concept. So
I love it.
this movie was later turned into a television show, which is still on right now. I have seen all the show. It's also very funny. It's a different set of vampires that they follow on the show, but also all great characters. So if you find yourself really enjoying this movie, I would recommend watching the TV show as well. So IMDb is Viago, Deacon, and Vlad are vampires who are struggling with the mundane aspects of modern life, like paying rent, keeping up with chore wheel, trying to get into nightclubs, and overcoming flatmate conflicts.
So I'm guessing this movie's pretty wild then.
It's a comedy, for sure.
hard comedy. Okay. Of course, the alarm.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Opening shot, Christina's already in.
Why are we setting alarms?
He's got to wake up.
Is this AM or PM?
You're going to find out.
We're going to have a flat meeting in about 10 minutes.
20.
Okay, is it?
You don't have to name names, but you ever had a roommate that you had trouble getting along with? Yes.
You don't have to come, but I thought I'd extend an invitation to you.
He's not blinking the whole time.
It's unacceptable to have so many bloody dishes all over this bench like that.
Literally, one of the dishes.
And bit into my neck.
They use all these pictures of like other things to tell the stories. They're like, oh yeah, it's just what the actual history is. Like that's a famous painting. Like
The other day, I dragged the man's body down the hallway and noticed that there was no dust.
human mop.
To have seen the things that he's seen.
In what mind is it a good idea to shoot an arrow at somebody?
Why not?
This is my torture chamber.
You can show the fridge too.
Come look around. Let me show you my chair.
It's been like this the whole time. Okay, so.
How do you like that chore wheel?
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
It's nice that they colored it in though.
I will do my dishes!
I love the floating on wires effect that they have. They use this theme song for the TV show too.
Oh, do they? That's good. I like the continuity.
Yeah. So these characters exist in the TV show. They're just not who the show follows.
Oh, okay.
But they do, like, it's the part of the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came to this country for love.
His character is so cute in this movie. It's ridiculous. He's just like, yeah, I came for love. You think being alive for so long, their band would be a bit better.
Right? But I love that they do things together.
They're flatmates.
Yeah, but some people, it's just a room, right? They don't really, like, leave or anything.
They're all friends.
You're all friends.
Makeover montage. Trying all your outfits.
Voila, we are ready to go into town and party.
How's that for some nightlife looks?
Wow. People would wear that, though.
Hey, I'm sure there's people that would wear that and get tons of compliments.
I know. Fashion is a funny thing.
It's just taking an awful long time, so I was just wondering.
Be gone.
Okay.
They really like playing into the classic vampire tropes in this.
Do you have any sparkly vampires?
I said classic.
Classic.
I've managed to find a woman up watching television, and she seems like she'd be a good victim.
So next time you're up late watching television, watch out. Peter's out.
Gliding across.
Having a nice night.
Oh my god. Didn't even heat it up. You just put it on the plate.
That cat is
Oh
one
my
of the
God.
weirdest things this movie does.
Off.
It worked. It works. The magic words.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. You always got to think about Peter.
I know.
Why would you want this in your documentary anyway?
Right?
Like, this is my big talent I want to show.
I don't know, I can't really explain it. Like, it's just, yeah, just real hot and cold and like bloody eyes and flying and stuff.
Just like Spider-Man.
Just like Spider-Man.
That's what Peter had to go through.
Right?
Prices. I can smell werewolves.
Were you expecting some werewolves in this movie?
I was wondering if they were going to bring it up.
How's that for your Twilight crossover?
Oh my god, I love it.
What are we?
Werewolves, not werewolves.
Fish are friends, not food.
Werewolves, not swearwolves.
Could you imagine just walking down the street and like this interaction's happening?
And they're all dressed like they are.
What?
So before they made a TV show, they were going to make a sequel movie called We Are Wolves, but it would be Where We're Wolves.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. They should have done that. Little spin-off show.
Well, they did another spin-off called Wellington Paranormal, which I haven't seen.
Oh, okay.
We've all got an agreement that we're not going to eat stew, right?
Someone tell Peter.
The guys on
There they go. Use only your legs.
It's his Tinder profile now.
Oh, goodness. Don't let him know that exists.
Tinder but for vampires.
Trying to think, like, tender? Like, what's a good?
Tinder's a good one. Should put that in the comments. What should their Tinder be for
what's
vampires?
the vampire dating app?
Then we can see pictures of virgins.
Yeah.
Welcome to.
It's the first thing that always happens with new technology.
It was by accident, of course.
See, what if Buffy had to go up against these guys?
It's comedy on steroids. Like, this is just absolute ridiculous, but it works.
It's just how many jokes can you make out of a concept? That's essentially what they're doing.
Yeah. I love it.
The movie Twilight. Have you seen it? I'm the main guy in Twilight.
There you go. He just looks so upset there.
My jacket. How do you go this long without running into the sunlight and then all of a sudden...
Well, maybe there's a reason that you're gonna find out.
A friend has just been killed in a fatal sunlight accident.
Those are the worst types of accidents.
Right?
How's that fight choreography for you? They got the Inception Hall scene.
Yeah, right?
Smells a bit weird in here too, mate. What do you call that?
Barbecue.
A slight sizzle of a Peter.
Rule number 1, smoke detectors.
Rule number 2, maybe not so many barbecues inside.
Rule number 1, smoke detectors. Rule number 2, maybe no barbecues.
But all I'm saying is, where's his blanket? Okay,
There's a
just
big
check on him
slab
in
of
the morning.
concrete on him.
What do you mean that's his blanket?
We wanted to make sure he was still warm.
Let's kill them. Well, let's just see what other safety points they have and then maybe prepare.
Safety first.
They might give us some more hints of what we can do.
Thank you, Stu.
Thank you.
It's one of those multi-pen ones.
What color to pick?
They never work well, though.
I know.
You are banished.
That's it.
But still, you can visit if you like.
Thank you.
Really glad to be a part of this group, guys.
Just sitting in the corner observing.
Let us do the procession of shame.
Shame.
So humiliating.
I love it.
How will he ever survive?
You can't go to the ball as Blade.
Of all the costumes he could wear.
Leave me to do my dark bidding on the internet.
That's what most people do on the internet.
Yeah, door bidding.
Oh, he's here.
Stu!
Brought Stu along. It's not like they're full of vampires and zombies,
witches.
the whole area.
I love it though.
No, I've got it. Let's go. It takes away from.
I like his hair, very reminiscent of Bram Stoker's.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot going on there.
Oh my gosh.
They went up just to go back down again.
I hope this doesn't make it awkward for you and the beast.
How were they allowed to just walk out after doing
Yeah,
that?
right? No one's following
No.
them. Or...
How much are they paying these cameramen?
Yeah, really. Not enough.
No.
R.I.P.
Should have left the werewolves alone. They tried to warn them.
Yeah.
Or falling asleep in an autumn pile of leaves and having some of them block your windpipe.
Speaking from experience.
This was probably the way he wanted to go.
Top choice.
Of all the ways to go. This is how I want to go.
Well, it's better than the cracker mask with the,
Cracker
dogs.
masks. Who thinks of that? That is slightly brilliant. I like it. It's a new torture mechanism.
Well, really. Especially in
Ducks are
Canada.
scary.
Let's stay out of the way of the geese. Passive aggressive note. Please clean me. The family portrait.
And I couldn't find my clothes.
I like that they got him.
Reenactment.
But they got him to do the reenactment.
You know, I don't care.
It doesn't make any difference.
No, they can call me Cradle Snatcher. Who cares?
That was a trip. I enjoyed it though. It was pretty funny.
Did it answer your question of what we do in the shadows?
A lot happens in the shadows.
Mostly if we fight with our flatmates.
Mostly. It was very enjoyable. That's one I would recommend if you haven't seen it.
It's just a very, like we were kind of talking about, we have this concept, how much can we get out of it? And that's what they do. They're just like, how many jokes can we come up with?
It's definitely more of like a no holds bar too. Like they just let themselves have a lot of fun with it. I think they play on a lot of tropes and it works really well. And the fact that they just had fun with it and did like over the top, extra dramatic and goofy was very well put together. It was enjoyable.
Well, that's part of it too, right? Like them on essentially wires when they're flying.
Yeah.
It looks funny, so it doesn't need to be like the most expensive, high budget production because that's not what they're going for.
I think that if they did it as more of like a top end production, everything was a bit more seamless and didn't look as goofy, I think it would really take away from the whole point of it.
Which is, I'm curious now, the show definitely has more money put into it because it's like, it's more recent and they use more CGI and things in it, but it's still very much in the same vein of the types of jokes that they're telling. So I don't feel like it takes away from it, but this one has a very special quality to it.
It's very hard to describe the quality of it, but it has, I would say, equated to like a charm. It has a certain charm to it that this was the only way that you could do this and pull it off.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, let's all make a film together as friends. That kind of feeling.
Yeah, like a buddy film.
Yeah.
They were playing definitely on all the stereotypes, but I did think it was really funny that they included Twilight.
Oh, I feel like you had to at the time, right? Like, anything post at least the first movie coming out, if it has to do with vampires, because there was that huge vampire craze. that happen.
Yeah, I remember when Twilight, like the books came out and people were slowly starting to talk about it, but the moment that the movie was announced and was coming out, it was vampires boomed.
I feel like all of the characters in this movie are very defined as well. It's not a long movie. It's quite short.
It is quite short, and you would think that like because you're focusing on flatmates, so there's quite a few people, but they're basing them very loosely off of like some form of like a very
vampire.
stereotypical vampire, and so you don't really need a whole backstory. You kind of they go in and you kind of just know enough about them.
And the funny thing too, I find, is you can be like, there are little lines of things you can say from this. Werewolves, not swearwolves. It's so silly, but if I say that, you're like, oh, What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
How many like vampire properties are there? But you can specifically pull things from this and be like, oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
it definitely has like it's iconic.
finding the new
lines.
within
Yeah.
like pretty much a rundown genre at this point,
oh yeah.
but still finding new jokes, making it tell their own story. And I will say like the TV show's still going on. I think it's at season 4 or 5 now.
Oh, that's good.
It's still going. It's still popular. So they are coming up with more ideas for it as well. I just think the concept is so strong on its own that they can do whatever they want after that.
It's definitely one of those where it's like, oh, that is such a good idea. And I'm glad that they took that idea and ran with it. And then this is the product, because it just shows that, you know, you have an idea. You know what? It might be the best idea to you, and you might have some friends and family like, I think that's a horrible idea. You know what? Like, you do you. Like, just have fun with it, and then that's what's going to translate to the screen, is if you had fun with it. For me to have not heard this, especially for it being from Taika, like, it's just, you know, why didn't I hear about this? Why isn't nobody talking about this movie?
Yeah, it's funny to me because I'm like, oh, Taika, the What We Do in the Shadows guy. Like, that's mine.
That's what you think of it before he did all of his other big projects and stuff.
It's funny, when I first saw this movie, I'm like, oh, I know who Jermaine Clemens is. Not knowing who Taika was. Well, I'm assuming you enjoyed this.
I very much did.
Maybe check out the TV show. Like I said, different characters, same premise.
But it's in the same like world, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
they all exist in the same world.
Do they ever go back in for cameos?
Potentially.
No spoilers or anything.
And then if you ever feel like it, even try out Flight of the Conchords, because that was kind of what sparked this movie, that humor. So if you found this funny, you might also enjoy that one as well. That's more of they're a struggling band, and each episode there's songs in it. So it's kind of a musical TV show in that sense too. But
Okay.
this is always a big recommend for me. I always tell people to watch this movie. So I'm
glad you pushed for this one. Yes, definitely go check out this movie, What We Do in the Shadows. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Should we do Flight of the Conchords?
Yeah, or even the TV show for What We Do in the Shadows.
Let us know what your thoughts are too for the dating app for vampires. We're still going with Tinder.
That's what I got so far. Something about
That's what we got.
Something about steak. Like, steak through the heart. Like, we'll figure it out.
Just curious, what do you guys think? Let us know. And then again, as always, let us know if there's any movies or TV shows that you guys would like us to react to next. We're always open to suggestions.
Definitely.
But until next time.
Werewolves, not swearwolves.
Werewolves, not swearwolves. Yes, yes. What a note to end on.
Yes.
Just flash that across the screen.
Thank you so much for watching with us.
It's been a blast and a half.
Had a really good time.
As always.
You could like this video.
Or subscribe, even better.
If you want to see something for us to watch in the future, like a movie or TV show, please let us know in the comments.
And we'll get on that right away for you.
Yeah.
Woohoo!